Wrestling, if you break it down, it's kinda dumb, but it's just so much fun when you believe it. I can't be about to fight a guy and be like, you beat Brad Williams
after the beating you gave me on Monday night,
but now you face Half Pint. And then have him be like, oh no, not Half Pint.
Is that your alter ego?
Half Pint was...
Who's taller, you or Hornswoggle?
Is probably an inch taller than me. There's a video of me getting in the ring with Hornswoggle. Before we even do anything, the crowd gets a holy chant going. Holy shit! Holy shit! Just that moment, I totally get why people do this.
Comedy and wrestling have one thing in common.
Storytelling. Like Stone Cold and Vince. Y'all had a boss you hated. I doubt many of you pour cement into your boss's Corvette, but you wanted to, so that relates.
On the Jericho Cruise, you introduced us to Lil Poppa Pump.
Another crazy story. So,
it is great to see you again.
Good to see you after running into you at the airport.
That was so random.
Yeah, and well, it's kind of weird that you ran up to me and went, Hornswoggle, and I was like, no, other one, not that one. Yeah.
That's not what happened.
Now, but this is the part where...
I said, wee man.
Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. And then I'm like, no, I can't do that move anymore. This is where all your regular viewers and listeners are like, it's not a wrestler, or they thought for a second, maybe Hornswoggle, maybe they thought this is the unmasking of one of the minis.
El Grande Americano, maybe. maybe you're El Grande Americano.
You never know. You never know. No, with this forehead, no, a mask couldn't even fit over this thing. This would not, yeah. Although that would be so funny. El Grande Americano is a dwarf. But yes, this is one of the non-wrestler episodes. So no doubt, huge crash in the ratings. Huge dip.
But anybody who has been on the Jericho Cruise knows that you love wrestling.
Yes. I'm a mark, as they say. And it's been really cool doing the Jericho Cruise. I'm now the official comedian of the Jericho Cruise. I am the director of laughs of the Chris Jericho Rock and Wrestling Rager at Sea. I book the comedians. So if you ever see a show at the Jericho Cruise that sucks, blame me. But so far, they haven't, because it's been really fantastic. And it's been a lot of really great... There's so many comics that are really big wrestling fans. And I think it's because comedians look at wrestling and we get it. It's performance art, and it's playing an elevated version of yourself. It's playing a character. And we can see, and some wrestlers are actually good on the mic, which pisses me off so much when a wrestler is good on the mic. So I'm like, you don't get all the skills.
Like good at comedy?
Yeah. Like Nick Nemeth.
Yes.
He's good.
So good.
He's good. He's his brother Ryan is like good, but in a completely different way. He does his own thing.
Other kind of humor.
Yeah.
But they're both amazing.
Yeah. And a lot of wrestlers.
I went to Mick Foley's one-man show.
Oh, yeah.
It was hilarious.
Yeah. Well, he's a good writer. And people get shocked when wrestlers can oh my gosh, they can be funny. It's like, yeah, they're on a mic in front of 16,000 people, or sometimes more, in the middle of a ring. Like, yeah, they could play characters.
I pointed this out to R-Truth because he's a legend when it comes to comedy and wrestling. And he's like, well, it's not just me. Like, Kurt Angle was funny.
Yeah.
Booker T was funny.
Yeah.
Stone Cold was funny. Of course, Santino Marella was funny.
When Stone Cold would go to that route, when he tried to be the heel guy and he kind of the silly playing the guitar with the that was hilarious to me. I loved that stuff.
I love that Kurt Angle brought that out of Stone Cold, because it was Kurt Angle being goofy that allowed Stone Cold to be goofy.
Yeah, when Kurt Angle is in the ring cutting the promo on Rey Mysterio, going, "I'm a man and you're a boy, and I like to play with little boys." You're like, that was brilliant comedy. Whether he wrote it or whether a writer wrote
Brian Gewitz. He always gives him credit for that.
Yeah.
Brian Gewitz.
What Tony Storm is doing right now in AEW is brilliant. It's great comedy, calling people slop tarts and tits up. It's awesome. And I love it because sometimes wrestling fans get so into wrestling that it becomes this sacred cow that cannot be silly or funny or whatever. No, wrestling is supposed to be silly. Wrestling is supposed to be fun. Once we got past the 70s and 80s, where it's hard to believe that at one point in our country, people were still like, no, they're fighting.
Yeah.
They're fighting. That guy legit hates that guy, and they are legit fighting. Like, once we found out that it is predetermined, I think that opened up the world to now you could have your grapplers, you could have your street fighters, but then you could also have your Orange Cassidys, you could have your Iguana Mans, you could have your like very silly people, you could have Santino with the freaking Cobra.
Oh.
You can do that, and it's silly, and we all just acknowledge, because if you take away the Undertaker's mystique, it's silly. He's a zombie. He throws lightning. There's fire that he can summon. Like, he's got way too much eyeshadow on, and he looks like a My Chemical Romance fan going through like a midlife crisis. But then it's because it's the Undertaker that's like, okay, but it's the Undertaker. You know, I went to slight Vince mode there. Oh, it's the Undertaker. Yeah. But like wrestling is supposed to be fun. Wrestling is supposed to be silly, and it's performative, and that's one of the reasons why I love it so much.
Give me your Mount Rushmore of comedy wrestlers.
Oh, comedy wrestlers. All right. Well, if I'm doing it, it's more like a molehill. So Brad Williams, molehill Rushmore of comedy wrestlers. Dude, all right. You got to put The Rock on there.
Had so many funny moments.
So many funny moments.
Yep.
Intentional, unintentional.
Think about the fact that The Rock turned taking inanimate objects, shining them up and sticking them where the sun don't shine. Turn that into a catchphrase.
Yes. Anytime he interrupts anyone, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So good. So funny. So he's absolutely on there. Wow. All-time comedy wrestlers. It's weird. I would put Santino on there just because
You got to.
And with all the mispronunciations of everybody's name.
Called Stone Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Kelly.
Yeah. Just, it's stupid. It's
Shamoose.
so good. It's so good. It's so funny. I would put him on there.
Yeah.
Low key, I would put mutual friend Chris Jericho on there. Not known for being a comedic wrestler because he's so good at everything else, but some like the bit with Dean Malenko.
Oh,
with
man of 1,004 holds.
Yes, and reading all the holds.
The list in and of itself
Yeah.
is just a comedy bit.
Yes,
You just made the list.
Yes, he made clicking a pen be threatening. Like,
Because he was holding it out.
Click. He clicked a pen. Like, I love it.
R-Truth, I think, is just an
R-Truth.
absolute comedy legend.
R-Truth for him saying that John Cena was his favorite wrestler as a child. As a childhood hero, and R-Truth is 3 years older than John Cena or whatever he is. It's a basic joke, but it's so good. And the one thing that you see in wrestling in terms of comedy, I got one more. Oh man, one more comedy wrestling. You know what? I'm gonna put out. This will make a lot of people mad, but I love Orange Cassidy.
Sure. Of course.
He made it work, and he's done so many good things. And I will usually laugh at some point when he and Sting did the back and forth.
Yeah.
Of like, and Sting said yes to it, which I found out later was improvised. Insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
You know, when you go to the
I love Orange
AEW,
Cassidy.
when you go to the AEW YouTube channel,
Yeah.
something like, I don't know the exact number, but like 5 of their top 10 videos
Yeah.
are Orange Cassidy videos.
Yes, because one thing you find out in wrestling, and it's true in comedy too, is you have to commit fully to the bit. You cannot second guess. You cannot be like, I'm not sure about this. I know Jericho has talked about the pen where he would tell the wrestlers, you have to sell. You have to sell. If you sell the pen, like think about the time when Mick Foley came out and he just got beaten up by Triple H as Mankind. And now he reveals that now he's Cactus Jack. And Triple H acts like Mick Foley just shot his brother in the ring. Like he just throws his hair. No, not Cactus Jack. Like anything but the same guy I beat last night. Like wrestling inherently, if you break it down, it's kind of dumb, but it's just so much fun when you actually go for that and you get fully into it and you believe it, because that kind of stuff isn't going to happen in real life.
Yeah.
I can't be about to fight a guy and be like, you know what? You beat Brad Williams, but now you face Half Pint or whatever the heck. And then have him just be like, oh no, not Half Pint.
Is that your alter ego?
All right, I'm not gonna lie. Half Pint was what I would always put myself as a creative wrestler. Like I always did Half Pint, and I would always give myself like Big Show movesets just because I thought it was hilarious.
Was even your creative wrestler a
Of
little
course,
person?
yes. I mean, but the problem is they couldn't make them small enough. Like I stopped wrestling video games at like SmackDown Here Comes the Pain, which
What a
arguably
game.
is the best one
Oh.
ever. But like the creative wrestler had like Rey Mysterio height, and that's like the shortest it could go. I'm like, no, I need to go lower. I need to go lower.
How much taller is Rey Mysterio than you?
Not much. I've met him a few times, and the stunning thing is the first time I met him, he was in the mask and I knew Rey Mysterio and all that. Second time I met him, he was backstage at the Jericho Cruise, and he was being interviewed on a podcast on Talk is Jericho, and then I was doing something right after. And when I came back, mask was not on, and I did not know it was him. And I thought it was like one of the staff members of the cruise that was just like hanging back.
Yeah.
I felt so bad. And then like you talk for and then you see a tattoo and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
oh shit. And but yeah, he obviously is one of my wrestling heroes just because of what he's able to do at that size and be as good as he is at that size and in so many different promotions, not just WCW, where I believe he had a top 5 greatest match of all time with Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, what a match.
Halloween Havoc. Yep. Not just in WWE, but if you look at what he did in Lucha Underground, that match versus Ricochet,
Oh, man.
that was an awesome match.
I love Lucha Underground.
I loved Lucha Underground. They did some revolutionary stuff when they like Penta versus Chelsea Green and things like that. So it's nice to see people and entities still trying new things in wrestling.
Yeah.
I love it, man.
So you're saying his build height of 5'4" may not be accurate?
I don't know, man. I don't know. He might be like 5'1". I'm not sure. But like it's hard because anyone after like 4'8" is the same height to me. Like if you're 5'7", if you're 6'9", it's all the same. You're all just up there. It's just, I can't get up there.
We're now less than 2 months away from WrestleMania, and check out where I was sitting last year for night 2, the never seen 17, although he kicks out here, but you know how this match ends. I'm zoomed in a little bit, but great seats here from SeatGeek, and that's why I want to give a huge shout out to them for sponsoring this video. With over 35 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. There are more than 70,000 events listed on SeatGeek, including concerts, WWE, sports, festivals, and more. So check this out right here. This is SmackDown in a few weeks. Tickets start at $45 here. And the cool thing about SeatGeek is they've got your back. Every ticket is rated on a scale of 1 to 10, so you know if you're getting a good deal or not. Look for those green dots. Green means good, red means bad, plus every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee. And of course, yes, I've got a code for you. The code is CVV for 10% off your next set of tickets from SeatGeek. That's 10% off any tickets when you use that code CVV. Just click the link down below to download the app, and that code will automatically be applied for whatever your next event is. Big shout out to SeatGeek for sponsoring this episode.
Who's taller, you or Hornswoggle?
All right, this is a debate, which I hate saying this because I hate giving Hornswoggle any credit for anything. Ever.
Hornswoggle should be an honorable mention of hilarious wrestlers too.
He was very funny.
So
see, I feel bad saying another dwarf was funny because it's like, no, I have to be. We're like Highlanders. There can be only one. So Hornswoggle, I would say, is probably an inch taller than me, but because of his spinal surgeries, I think he's back down to my level. I think there's a video online of one of the greatest moments of my life of me getting in the ring with Hornswoggle. The dream match, not a match, but the dream run-in happened on the Jericho Cruise. And we stood eye to eye, which is the only person literally I could stand eye to eye with. And it was an awesome moment. Whenever I would go on the Jericho Cruise, people would ask me to get in the ring. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to get in the ring. These guys are trained. I'm not trained. But when Hornswoggle was booked on the Jericho Cruise and I was on the Jericho Cruise, I'm like, okay, Chris, I know what you're doing and it's working because it's gonna happen. And we saw each other in the check-in line to go on the boat and we immediately started chirping at each other. And we saw the crowd reaction of everyone just going, what the fuck? Like, there are two dwarves are gonna fight. Two dwarves are gonna fight. I don't know what happens when two dwarves fight. Do portals open up? Do rainbows fly out of the ring? Gold coins get showered from the sky? I have no idea what happens. And we saw people really get into it. So then we had to do this thing because, people have pulled back, the curtain on this podcast many times. Me and Dylan are friends. We're good. I love the guy. Great dude.
How could you not love Dylan? How could you not love Brad Williams?
Yes, I agree. So, but every time we saw each other on that cruise, if we were in the back, we were friendly. If we were out in public, we were mad dogging each other, talking shit. One time it happened accidentally. I think there's a video of this somewhere too. Might be on my Instagram. We passed each other just like, oh, I didn't know you were going to be here. I didn't know you were going to be here. And we're passing each other out by the ring. And a crowd literally forms around us instantly and starts going, oh, and we're like, oh shit, we gotta do something. So I just look at Swoggle and I just kind of look at him and I go, hit me. And I just said that under my breath. I tried to do my Jeff Dunham where I was just like, hit me. And, and dude clocked me upside my head. And really hit me hard, and then the crowd went nuts. Like, get him, Brad! Fight back! And I'm like, I'll get him. Not here. Very heel move. Not here. But and then the moment happened where, and all this we planned out with I think Matt Cardona and whoever Matt was facing, I forget. I think it was Flip Wilson. I don't know. Flip Gordon. Flip Wilson. Comedian from all right, whatever. My brain's going a million miles an hour right now. So, like, Jericho didn't even know this thing was happening, and he's in charge of like everything on the boat. So, Swoggle is the special guest referee, and he runs out as the regular referee gets knocked out in a match, and he's going to count the three. He does 1, 2, and then he flips off Flip Gordon, double birds. Whole place is like, oh, fuck you, Swoggle. We wanted Flip to win. And then I come out. Now, I don't have wrestling gear. So if you watch the video, those are sweatpants and a tank top. That's all I had. I don't have gear. There's no neon on me. No spandex. Spandex with this ass. Not a pretty sight. So I run out and Swoggle and I get face to face. And before we even do anything, just us standing in a ring face to face, the crowd gets a holy shit chant going. Which I feel bad for like Mick Foley and Edge had to do a spear through a flaming table to get a holy shit chant. I have to stare at Hornswoggle and everyone's like, same, equal ground. Like these guys are falling on thumbtacks. I'm just like, I'll look at a guy. So we stare at each other. He grabs my hat, he chucks it into the audience, and then I just do double birds, stunner. The place, you would have thought fucking Bruno Sammartino came back from the dead. Like, this is what was insane pop. And Swoggle rolls out of the ring, and then I chase him to the back, and the match continues. But just that moment, I'm like, oh, I totally get why people do this. Just that moment, like the pop was just insane. Like I've told some jokes, they've hit. I get some people to laugh. It feels awesome. Feels great. That and me hitting the Dudley Boyz Wazzup headbutt with the Dudley Boyz on the cruise as well. You can't beat that. You can't. It was so much fun.
Tell us that story.
Dude, that was so it's the main event of the Jericho Cruise, and they're talking in the back and on what's gonna happen, and they're like, well, you know, good guys are gonna win, and then we're just gonna start, everyone's gonna come out. And this is Ultimo Dragon, this is the Dudley Boyz, and they start talking like the Dudleys are like, all right, but we have to do something, right? We got to do something, and we're like, let's do the What's Up headbutt. And I'm not around for any of this. And then Devon's like, I'm not going up. He's like, he went to the buffet a few times, may have had a few drinks. He wasn't really in the best shapes to go up. So he's like, I'm not doing the thing. And they're like, well, we got to do the What's Up headbutt. And they're like, what are we going to do? Jericho texts me and goes, where are you? And this is while the match is going on before the main event. So it's not even, this isn't hours in advance. This is minutes. So I get the text on the boat and I'm like, watching the match. He's like, get to the back now. So I run to the back and they're like, you're going to do the What's Up headbutt. And I'm like, all right. And we go over it, and Bubba tells me how to do it. Devon gives me his blessing, and I'm like, okay. And I get up there. It's to the guns. I think it's to Austin. I got up to I didn't go top rope. Call me a pussy all you want, Marks online. I didn't go to the top rope.
Devon doesn't even go to the top rope. That's just not how the move works, right?
I go to the second, and because I got to the second and I turn around and I'm like, this is a lot higher than I thought, And the other thing I was thinking is I was looking at Austin going, he's far away. I'm like, at the time I'm 38. I'm like, I don't know if I could get that far. But I just, adrenaline is a hell of a drug, and jump, hit the What's Up headbutt. Definitely get a face full of gun balls. I would say gunpowder, and the place just goes nuts. And you see Jericho in an Instagram video just give a fist pump like, this is this is so cool. And that's the coolest part. And then like afterward, you have Ultimo Dragon coming up to me saying that was really good, and I'm like, what?
Wow.
Ultimo Dragon. Like, there's a photo, and I've got photos with Robin Williams. I've got photos with Don Rickles in my office, but a photo that means just as much to me is me in the ring with Jericho, Big Show, Ultimo Dragon, Dudley Boyz, like all those guys. Because to have them come up to me and say like, that was cool, they entertained me. My biggest honor is that I entertain the people who entertain me.
That's cool.
And I got to do that. And I get to do that again every year on the Jericho Cruise.
I'll be joining you this year.
Yes.
I'm doing Insight Live on the cruise this year.
Yes. This is going to be, we're popping your cruise cherry, right? Or your...
Yeah, I've never been on the Jericho Cruise.
Yeah. Have you been on a cruise?
I've been on a few cruises.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is like nothing you've ever been on. It's wrestling, heavy metal, and comedy and podcasts on a boat. People tell me, they're like, is it weird because like, you got to stay in your room the whole time? I'm like, nah, I'm out. I'm walking around. I'm going to all the events. Drunk karaoke at the end of the night with pro wrestlers. You will get a story. You will get a story.
This is the ultimate fan experience.
Yes.
Like to be able to spend an entire vacation with your childhood heroes.
Yes. And if Will Ospreay is on that boat, you will not be sober. He demands it.
You're doing shots with Will Ospreay?
Everyone was doing shots with Will Ospreay.
Oh, man.
Will's just walking around like, hey, you having sex on the beach? No, let's get you a sex on the beach.
That's a pretty good Will Ospreay. He
It's
just didn't say
weird.
bruv.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry, bruv. Yeah. Sex on the beach, bruv. It's weird because my Will Ospreay is just stone cold with a British accent. So if you're trying to do an impression, here's a cheat. So Stone Cold Steve Austin, I'm here. What? He just had, you had bruv. You had a British accent. That's how I do a Will Ospreay, is I just do a British accent to Stone Cold.
That's a fantastic Will Ospreay.
Well, and then it gets even better the drunker I get, because that's, that dude, he puts him down. A lot of the wrestlers, man, it is amazing. And that's when you could hit him up and really start getting some insider information. Like, what do you really think about so-and-so, XYZ? And they're like, that fucking asshole.
Yeah.
So
It's always great when the sentence begins with, well, this stays between us. Or, hey, kayfabe this.
yeah.
Oh, I'm about to hear something here.
Well, that's gotta be weird for you, because you're wrestling media. Like, you're not breaking news necessarily, but you're wrestling media. You break news when people come on your podcast and say things.
I'd say I'm more in the category of like when you go on like Jay Shetty's podcast or Chris Williamson's podcast. Like, they're not media, they're not journalists. It's a talk show. Like, we're just having a conversation here, and if something comes out that happens to be newsworthy, it's newsworthy. I would never call myself a journalist.
No, because you're not like you're not like wrestling's Adam Schefter.
No, and I have definitely heard some things in this room.
Oh, I bet.
Once the mics and cameras have been turned off.
Oh, I bet.
That I'm like, ooh, well, that's quite a story.
Yeah, which I'm sure you're tempted sometimes to run back, turn on the mic, and by the way, this shit happened. But
I'm like, that's cool that like there's a level of trust here.
Yeah.
That like the episode hasn't started yet or has ended, and it's like, oh wow, now I know that thing that nobody else knows.
Well, that's why people keep coming on this podcast, is because that kind of stuff happens. The minute you betray the trust, then it's not going to happen anymore.
There has been a lot of talk about VPNs among wrestling fans recently, and it's true. You can use NordVPN to change your virtual location with just one click, so you can access content that might not be available where you live. It's fast, it's secure, and you can do it on your phone, your tablet, your laptop, any device. And that's not the only thing. They keep you protected when you're online. As you know, public Wi-Fi is a spot where hackers like to camp out to try to steal your information, but NordVPN protects you from hackers and gives you peace of mind when you're using Wi-Fi that may not be secure. Head to nordvpn.com/CVV and check out these deals they have going on right now. Just a few dollars a month gives you access to content from other locations. Plus, it keeps you protected when you're surfing the old worldwide internets. Plus, Nord has a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you've got that if you decide that this isn't for you for whatever reason. Head to nordvpn.com/CVV. This is a limited time deal, so take advantage of this while this is happening right now. nordvpn.com/CVV.
Speaking of that, I thought our mutual friend Chris Jericho was going to be in the Rumble for sure.
So did I. And I'm not going to lie. The fact that things like Polymarket exist when wrestling is predetermined. And I mean, I was seeing odds. I've never put a bet on any DraftKings, on FanDuel. I don't know if any of them are a sponsor of here.
My bookie is a sponsor of the show.
Okay.
And they actually have wrestling lines.
Okay. Yes. How dangerous is that for you? You have every wrestler's number. You could literally be like, oh, is so-and-so returning tonight? Are you returning tonight? Like, you could do that.
I don't feel like I would find out, though.
Yeah. I was trying to get some information from Chris, and he would not. He's good. He would not tell me, so I still don't know what's going to happen there. Wherever he goes, if he goes back to AEW, if he does a WWE return, but like Jericho showed up one time at like a wrestling promotion in Vietnam, like randomly. So you never know where that guy's going to show up.
The thing about Jericho is he loves wrestling.
Yes.
So if it can be part of some sort of angle that's just interesting for him and will be fun for fans, he's in.
Yes. But I love the fact that there's now different options for wrestling. You can you can be a fan of WWE. You could be a fan of AEW. You could be a fan of New Japan, NXT, which is on the WWE ring, but there's all these different places. And but what I don't like is the tribalism. I don't want it to be like you can only be a fan of AEW. You can only be a fan of WWE. Because if you talk to the wrestlers, they're like, we watch all the stuff.
Yeah.
We like all the stuff. So it's like, all right, well, they're in it. So okay.
I'm with you. Like,
let's get in it.
Because if you met someone out and about, outside of the wrestling bubble, and you were at, I don't know, the movies, and you saw someone wearing an AEW shirt, you wouldn't be like, oh, screw you, man. You'd be like, oh, cool. You also like wrestling?
Yes.
Oh, let's talk about it.
Exactly. It's so weird when that happens. Sometimes I'll wear a wrestling shirt out and about, and you could just tell that a lot of wrestling fans are like closeted, to where they're just kind of walking around, living their life. They got a normal job, wife, kids, whatever. They're not talking about wrestling. But as soon as they get the opportunity, oh my God,
yes,
let's talk. Let's talk. Let's go. There's almost always this thing when wrestling fans start talking of like, yes, we're both fans, but I'm the bigger fan. And there's like that dick measuring where you try to be so like,
how long have you been watching for? Oh, 99. Oh, that's cool. I started watching 96. Like, you missed some good stuff in there.
Oh, your favorite match was Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair at Mania. Do you know about Mike Awesome and Masato Tanaka?
That's a fantastic match.
Do you know about that match, bro?
Yeah.
So it's like there's always that, but I'm just like,
so true. So what's your favorite WrestleMania? Okay, 17's pretty good, but like Austin turning heel at the end, I don't know, like kind of, definitely wasn't the best Austin Rock match.
There's always that. There's always that dick measuring, and it's like, just be a fan,
right?
Just be a fan. When someone comes up to me and says that they're a fan of Bill Burr, or Jim Jeffries, or whomever, I don't go, fuck you. Like, it's like, no, you're allowed to like all comedy, all styles of comedy. You could like clean comedy, dirty comedy, setup, punch, storytelling. You could like all of that. It's fine.
And that's just fandom as a whole, because like Marvel fans are the same way.
Yeah.
Star Wars fans are the same way.
Can't like Star Trek.
Right. Like just in general, this is like when you have a hardcore fandom about something.
Yes.
You'll find the things you love and the things you hate about it. And I think that's what draws people together.
Yeah. And that's the thing, whenever I do get an opportunity to work with these guys or be on the Jericho Cruise, or if someone invites me backstage to a show, I always want to respect the business. I try to remind myself, hey, this is not your world. This is their world. So just be cool. But like I went and saw AEW Revolution at Staples Center. I know, Crypto.com. No, it's not Staples Center. And they got me, some very nice seats, and they sat me next to Leslie Jones ringside. And I know that we've watched a lot of wrestling. A lot of people watching this have watched a lot of wrestling.
Yeah.
You've never watched wrestling until you watch next to Leslie Jones. We're watching, and she's just standing up. Hit him! Run! How are we gonna get you? It was the funniest thing, and to watch someone truly, because I don't know Leslie that well. I don't know if she's gonna be, if she's watching your podcast or watching wrestling every week, but she was like acting like the biggest fan I've ever seen.
Amazing.
And it was awesome. Watching someone enjoy wrestling, to me, is almost as good as just myself enjoying it. Is watching someone go, oh shit. Like during the pandemic, I got my wife into wrestling because it was one of the only things that was on.
Yeah.
And the only thing that was new. And we really like, once you get past the, you didn't really hit him. It's like, yeah, because he'd be dead.
Yeah.
There was a pad when Shane McMahon fell off the Titantron. Yeah. Because if he hits the ground, he explodes like a Mortal Kombat
it was like
fatality.
70 feet.
Yeah, like, yes, there's a pad there. Yeah, we're trying to make sure these men and women don't kill each other. Once you get past that, once you get into its performance art, it's just fun.
Yeah.
It's just fun.
I feel like there's a lot of parallels between coming up in comedy and coming up in wrestling.
Yes.
Like it's the idea of like trying to earn the spot.
Yes. Paying your dues.
Yes.
Road dog, like just traveling, getting paid no money. You're doing it for the love of the game.
Yep. Also the green room, probably very similar to the locker room.
Yeah, very. What's funny to me is every time I'm in a locker room for wrestling, watching wrestlers go over the matches is always funny to me.
Yes.
Because to me, it's like watching comedians talk about jokes. When you watch wrestlers, they're speaking a language that no one else speaks. Because you watch football players talk football and they say, I write tight 37 all on wing go. And you're like, I have no idea what the fuck that means. watching, and I like to think myself as a wrestling fan, watching wrestlers like, all right, and then you shoot off, bah, and then we do the bah, get the pop, come back, and that's the then bah, and you're just like, what is this?
So true. Then I'll give you my thing, and then you come up slow, and then pow, bop.
Yeah,
so true.
I'm fascinated by wrestling language,
and they're like walking it out and like pretending to run ropes.
Yes,
so good. It's at every level. People need to know this. This isn't just an indie locker room thing.
No,
this is at every level.
You go backstage WrestleMania.
Yes,
I mean, the only difference is now they have Hurricane Helms as a producer standing with them, and going over stuff,
and they might have a practice ring.
Yes,
yeah,
that's it. Like it's really awesome, and there's so many parallels in terms of coming up. It's like rock stars get along with pro wrestlers. They all get along with comedians and porn stars. I'm gonna throw porn stars in the mix. Porn stars, wrestlers, rock stars, comedians. Like it's all kind of the same trajectory. It's very strange, but it's and a lot of times if you're a wrestler coming up, there's promoters that like stiff you for money. Yeah, I've been stiffed for money driving 4 hours to a gig, do a show, and the guy's like, we didn't sell that many tickets, can't pay you.
Door's a little light tonight.
Yeah, that happens, man. And so the fact that we all kind of come up through that way is there's definitely a bond.
Yeah.
And a lot of wrestlers enjoy comedy because it's a part of what they do. Standing in front of everyone with a microphone, saying something funny.
Yeah. At the core, comedy and wrestling have this one thing in common, that it's storytelling.
That's all it is.
It is.
It's just storytelling. I'm like, yes, when you see two wrestlers fight, you haven't been to a situation like that. You haven't had a guy do that to you or backstab you but you've had a greater theme happen that relates. Like Stone Cold and Vince, y'all had a boss you hated.
Yeah.
You know, I doubt many of you poured cement into your boss's Corvette, but you wanted to.
Yeah.
You wanted to. Like, so that relates. Yeah, I'm a little person, not my whole crowd isn't dwarves. I don't look out in the theater. It's all like, it's not that happening at my shows. There's all types of people at my shows, but the stories I'm telling, they relate to, they identify with. You know, when I talk about my wife, when I talk about my kid, when I'm doing that kind of stuff, people out there have wives and kids and spouses that annoy them sometimes too. So it works.
It's crazy that your profession at its core is standing in front of a group of people and talking into a mic.
That's all it is.
Isn't that wild?
I'm playing theaters now where I'll go to the theater and I'll be like, who was just here? And they'll be like, well, Book of Mormon had a run, and then Blues Traveler played here. And I'm like, wow, that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like a lot of moving parts and a lot of things. And me, it's like, does the PA work?
A microphone and a spotlight.
Good.
Yeah.
And I'm fully aware that stand-up, like, think about this in terms of stand-up. It's a human walking on stage and telling a room full of strangers, hey, can you all just shut up for a second and just let me talk? It's very egotistical. You have to have a little, people like, do you have an ego? Yeah. I walk on stage and tell 1,200 people to shut up and let me talk for an hour.
I think you have to.
You have to.
Yeah.
And you have to believe that you're going to make it, because it's like Han Solo. Never tell me the odds. Because if someone told me the odds of making it in comedy, the odds of making it in pro wrestling, it's not good. It's not in your favor in terms of the amount of people that try this and then get to a certain level where they can make a living at it.
How long do you think it takes the average comedian to get good?
Carlin said 10. Carlin said 10 years to find your voice. So this is
like the 10,000 hours Malcolm Gladwell thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
10 years.
Yeah. So when people say like, hey, I'm just starting stand up, or I'm thinking about getting into comedy, do you think I should, or whatever? I go, oh, okay. Are you okay with just working but being poor at a bare minimum for 5 years and at a maximum the rest of your life. Because if you are, you're going to be fine. If you're not, you're like, no, I got to make some money right now. Well, don't get into comedy then. Don't get into comedy. Don't get into wrestling. Don't start a band. But if you do it because you love it, great. You're going to be fine. If you would do it for free, because many times you're going to have to, great.
I remember Finesse Mitchell telling me something years ago when I interviewed him, and it was so interesting, and I never thought about it this way. He said for up-and-coming comedians to listen. So, like, don't watch yourself, listen. Mm-hmm. And if you're not getting laughs every 20, 30 seconds, that's a problem.
Yep.
And now I'll watch, like, comedians who are just starting out.
Yep.
And it'll be like them just telling a story.
Where's the laugh? Where's the
for
joke?
Like one little laugh at the end.
Where's
like,
the joke?
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. And there's a Mark Twain quote, which is, if I had more time, I would have written you a shorter book. And I love that quote.
It's a great quote.
It applies really well to joke writing. Get to it. Get to it. They're like, but then once you learn the rules, then you can learn how to break them. Then you could tell a long story that gets a lot of tension and has the audience on the edge of their seat, and they're not quite know where you're going to go with it. And then you have the punchline at the end. As long as you got the punchline at the end, that's the release, and they get that payoff, you're good. But it takes a while to learn how to do that.
It seems like the best comedians are okay with silence because they trust themselves so much, knowing that when they say the one thing, they're going to erupt.
See, some people think my favorite sound in the world is laughter. No. Favorite sound is silence. And I'll tell you why. Because if I'm on stage and I'm at a part of my joke where I'm quiet, and then when I'm quiet, I hear nothing in the audience, I go, oh, I got them. Because they're paying attention. Yeah. If you get to the part of the joke where you be quiet and you're quiet and you just hear murmuring, you're like, oh, fuck. I don't have them. People think the worst thing that can happen to a comedian is like a heckler. No, you could use a heckler. It's not preferred. I'm putting that out there. I don't like it. Okay, people are like, no, I'm helping the show. You're not helping the show. I'm just that good. Okay, I made it into something good. A comedian that turns a heckler into something positive is just really fucking good at their job. I liken heckling to I tell massage therapists, I get you because massage therapists have happy endings. And people are like, well, it's part of the job. It's like, it is. It shouldn't be. That's what heckling is to comedy. It is part of the job. It should not be part of the job. You know. By the way, when did we decide that masseuses they have to jerk people off? Why did we pick that job? I don't need it. I don't need it when I'm getting a massage. I'm fully relaxed.
I don't know what kind of massages you're getting.
Good ones, apparently, because I'm not getting jerked off. But then, like, I don't need an HJ when I'm getting massaged. Like, now, if you say, oh no, DMV employees, they have to jerk people off. That makes sense to me because I'm stressed at the DMV. I'm in line. I'm angry. I got shit to go. That's where I need someone to walk out and be like, don't worry, man, I got you. Like, that's where it would be better.
Is this a bit?
I think it might have to be now.
You're onto something.
I think it might have to be now.
How do you know when you have the germ of an idea that could be a bit?
Oh, I never know. And that's one of the beautiful things is that I could tell a story in front of my wife or in front of friends and they'll laugh and they'll be like, oh, that's really good. And then I'll go on stage and like nothing. You have to do it on stage. You have to do it live. You have to do it in front of the audience, which is another reason why wrestlers get along with comedians, because you can be backstage doing all that and then do all that until you go out there and do it. You don't know if it works. You need that live audience. So I will have, like, the notes app on my phone is ridiculous. It looks like the scene from that meme where it's like Charlie Day doing the
all
conspiracy.
The strings,
all the strings connecting everything. That's what my notes app looks like. It's just everything. But it's just whenever I get a random idea, I just write it down. Sometimes it's a punchline. Sometimes it's the premise. Sometimes it's just an idea, like talk about this, you know.
Do you already have some ideas in your notes app for when you're going to roast wrestlers on the cruise this year?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's one thing I do. One thing I do every time is I roast the wrestlers, because when else is a guy my size going to walk up to a guy like Wardlow and make fun of him to his face? And the roasting started accidentally. I didn't know I was going to do it. And then it just became a thing because we were it was me and SCU, and we were all talking in the back, and Frankie Kazarian and Christopher Daniels, Scorpio Sky, and Scorpio mentions casually, just in conversation, he's like, "Yeah, I was kind of nervous coming on this boat because, you know, I don't know how to swim." And I went, "Okay." Put that in the back. Go on stage that night for the comedy show, and I go and I talk about, like, Scorpio Sky can't swim, can't really do. You can't swim. You could do a springboard somersault Hurricane Rana inside of a steel cage, no problem. But this move, too hard. This is too hard for you to do. And that got a big laugh. And when I did that, I was like, okay. So then it just became a part of it, where every time I get up there, and sometimes it's like no one's gotten mad at me directly, but guys have mentioned, like, yeah, I let that one slide. And I'm like, okay. like it's kind of their warning shot of like, hey, that was fun. Don't really do that again. You know, so but for the most part, the wrestlers have been amazing. They really they like it. You could always make fun of the Guns.
Those guys are great.
The Guns they're so, you make any kind of Nepo baby jokes you want to them, they're fantastic. The fact that their dad still looks better than they do, and he's 30 years older, you know, they're awesome. I love them. They are so much fun. But then sometimes, all right, so the one that when I can get a holy shit chant on a joke, that's okay. So this one was last year. I did Will Ospreay earlier. If Will Ospreay is here and not on TV, then what is Dave Meltzer jerking off to this week? that was fun. Oh, this was the one that got a holy shit chant, where I said I actually stopped watching AEW for quite a while, because let's face it, AEW is being run by an egomaniac wrestling mark who nobody likes, and they're all afraid to call him out on his bullshit. But enough about CM Punk. So it's fun. It's fun. Now, if Punk were here right now, I would say that joke to his face. And to me, that's the rule.
Yeah.
You have to be able to say it to their face, because then if you do it and they're not there, which I did, but but I would say that joke to his face. And if you had a problem with it, whatever. But it's all in good fun.
Sleep. So important. One of my top priorities, especially with two young kids keeping us on our toes all day. Cozy Earth has been a big part of this. Cozy Earth's quality is undeniable. You can feel it in the materials. Their bamboo sheet set, these are the softest sheets I've ever slept on, and they're naturally breathable and temperature regulating. Sleep is so important because how you feel every day depends on how you slept the night before. With Cozy Earth, you get a 100-night sleep trial, so try them for yourself. I love them, but if they're not for you, returns are simple, and every piece comes with a 10-year warranty. Their comforters are amazing too. Discover how care in every detail transforms simple routines into moments of true comfort and ease. Head to CozyEarth.com and use my code CVV for up to 20% off. That's code CVV for up to 20% off. And if you get a post-purchase survey, make sure to let them know that you heard about Cozy Earth right here on the show. Experience the craft behind the comfort and make every day feel intentional.
On the Jericho Cruise, you introduced us to Lil Poppa Pump.
Another crazy story. So Lil Poppa Pump. It's the last match again, where oftentimes it just descends into chaos, and Scott Steiner had been on the cruise, and he had done some podcasts, done some autograph signing, and they wanted him to do this run-in at the end, and just do something. And right near when it was about to go, he's like, I'm tired. I'm gonna go to bed. So Scott Steiner goes to bed, and now they're like, okay, what are we gonna do? And then Jericho texts me, where are you right now? And I go, I'm where I was last year, buddy. I'm on the side of the ring watching. He goes, get back here. So I run to the back, and he goes, hey, Steiner is out for the main. So we were thinking about you doing a run in at the end. And I go, wait, Steiner's out? Hold on. And I go, how much time are we have? And he's like, maybe 10, 15 minutes. And I'm like, I got this. So I run down to my room, and I don't know why I brought this with me. I have a fan who every time I go to it might be Columbus, Ohio, but every time I go to a city in Ohio where he lives, he makes me art that is just soda pop tabs that like put together like chainmail. And he's made me vests, he's made me wrist things, and
what a talent!
It's an amazing talent.
Wow.
It's ridiculous. Also, I never asked for anything. It's not like I'm on stage going, if only I had a pop tab vest. Like, no, he brings them to me. And he asked me one year, he goes, can I make anything for you? And I just bring you shit. Is there anything you want? And I'm a wrestling fan, so I go, oh, let's do the Steiner. Let's do the Steiner chainmail. And I sent him some photos. And he's like, okay, I could do that. And he made it for me. And I brought it on the Jericho Cruise. There was no plan. I just had it. And I think I did a signing with it on. Because all the wrestlers always do autograph signings. And I think I was like signing. I tried to flex like the whole time, which that didn't work. That's hard to do. But I had it with me. So I go, hold on. And I run and I grab this chainmail armor, throw it on, get some sunglasses, take off my shirt. It's Lil Poppa Pump. And thankfully the wrestlers were really cool. I did I don't know what it's called, like the step suplex, and then I did Wazzup headbutt again as Steiner, which was just fun. But yeah, Lil Poppa Pump was a character, but the fact that it was Scott Steiner that walked out and that I had the outfit, so it's like we planned it.
What are the odds?
What are the odds?
What did you bring that chainmail for in the first place?
No idea. I thought I'll find a.
Well, it worked out.
I'll find a reason to use it. Like sometimes I'll just I'll bring random props that I got and just be like, all right, I'll find a way to use this, and sometimes I don't. So one year I brought a fake fur coat, like a giant fake fur coat. Ended up taking up had like half the space in my bag. Never found a reason to use it, so it's just in my bag the whole time. And
in case,
never found it. Maybe I'll bust that one out
just in case you needed to do a Dusty Rhodes cosplay.
Yeah. Come on, man. Hot times, reaching the top shelf. That's hot times, baby. Trying to get on the roller coaster. That's hot times, baby. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. But like you never know what you're gonna use, and but I like to have fun because I think wrestling's fun. So I'll try to think of weird stuff, and then if I can pull it off, great. If I can't, that's okay.
When Hornswoggle was on the show last year, we were talking about how he's one of the most recognizable little people on the planet.
Sure.
You have a bit where you talk about the top 5 little people in Hollywood.
I do, and I have to update this bit because when I told it, this is on my first special, Fun Size, which is back in like 2015. When I first told the bit, the punchline is I go through a bunch of little people, and then the last one is I say Justin Bieber. And at the time, that was funny because Bieber was my size. Then guy got into freaking Scott Steiner's stash or whatever he's got, and Bieber's now like 6'3" or 6'2" or something, so I can't make that joke anymore. Dude's a freaking noodle. So now I gotta update. So now I guess there's a spot open. I think so. Top 5 little people. Let's go 5 to 1. Okay, 5. All right. Are we doing current or are we doing all time?
This is your list.
Oh, it is my list. Okay, we'll do current. That's a little easier.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, let's do current. Not all time, because then I got to throw in names like Billy Barty and your average person doesn't know who that is. So
so make the list for the average person.
Yeah, for the average person. Okay, number 5. Let's go. No, he's gonna be higher than that.
Do you want to put them in no particular order?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay.
Because Hornswoggle is definitely below me. I just know that he's not beating me. Like what? Come on.
But he's on the list.
He's on the list.
Okay, there's
All
one.
right, Swoggle, click. You just made the list. He's definitely on there. But like Swoggle, what have you done? You doing some regional shows recently? You're up in Wisconsin.
He's a member of DX.
You appeared on Fox News recently, ranting about another member of this list. You know, I'm challenging you, Swoggle. So yeah, I definitely put Swoggle on the list. I'd put myself on this list. I'd put Warwick Davis on this list.
Legend.
Yeah, he was Willow. He was Wicket the Ewok, but also he's been in like a ton of other Star Wars films, Harry Potter movies, a great comedy series in England called Life is Short with Ricky Gervais. So I'm updated on almost all the little people. Almost all. So that's 3. So we got 2 more. I know who number 1 is. Yeah, number 2. Still got to go Wee Man, which that's my screen partner in Spinal Tap 2. Me and Wee Man are in that film together. I'm so excited about it because people finally will realize we're not the same fucking person. They're like, oh, there's 2.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah.
Like people think you're Wee Man?
All the time. All the time.
Do people think that Wee Man is you?
He's getting that now a little bit.
Okay.
He doesn't get it as much as people call me him. Definitely not. But he has gotten it a few times, and we will always text each other. We have a group chat going. But you know who's not in the group chat? Dinklage, who is number 1. But I join the group chat, Dinklage.
Elimination Chamber is this weekend. What are we thinking here? Does CM Punk retain his World Heavyweight Championship in his hometown, Chicago, Illinois? Is it AJ Lee or Becky Lynch? And who punches their ticket to WrestleMania in the men's and the women's Elimination Chamber match? The odds are up now at MyBookie to get in on the action. You can also get in on the action with the NBA, NHL, UFC, all of it. And if you're new to MyBookie, use my code when you sign up, CVV, and you'll get a deposit boost up to $2,000. That code is CVV. Bet smarter, win bigger, only with MyBookie.
Do you have the same disdain for Peter Dinklage that Hornswoggle does?
Yes, I do. That is where Hornswoggle and I will absolutely be on the same page. That is where the mega powers will collide, and we will unite as a tag team over our disdain for Peter Dinklage. Now, I have disdain for Peter Dinklage for a couple of reasons. You want to shoot? Is this a shoot? Let's go.
Okay.
All right. First of all, I have disdain for Dinklage because he's really freaking talented. He's really amazing. He's a really great actor. And,
so just jealousy.
Yeah,
okay.
Pure jealousy.
Right.
If they made a movie and called the Brad Williams story, it would be starring Peter Dinklage. All right, let's be honest. The guy gets everything. But the real disdain comes for the same reason why Hornswoggle doesn't like him, is that he came out and was really angry that the live action Snow White movie was going to use real dwarf actors, and he thought that was offensive if someone else gets work. That's really offensive to him, and it's not up to his cultural standards of what a dwarf should do to be a respected member of this business. Now, I get it, Dinklage. You went on Saturday Night Live and instructed all the writers not to make any dwarf jokes. I know you did that for a fact because I know several of the writers on that show. Okay, and that's fine. That's your preference. He made a stand and said, "I'm not going to take like offensive dwarf roles," or so he thought. Because I remember, Dinklage, that you were in a movie called Tiptoes. And Tiptoes is the most offensive movie to little people ever made. This is where, in the podcast, you will run the preview for Tiptoes, because it looks like a Saturday Night Live sketch. When you watch it, you're like, there's no way that's real. Now you're like, Tiptoes, probably a nothing movie. Nobody's in it, right? Wrong. Stars Matthew McConaughey, stars Kate Beckinsale, stars Patricia Arquette, Peter Dinklage, and in the role of a lifetime, which the narrator says in he says in the preview, he goes, and in the role of a lifetime, Gary Oldman, because Gary Oldman plays a dwarf. Now you're thinking, okay.
How?
Yeah, you were like, they probably did some CGI stuff, right? Nope. They got Gary on his knees, put some shoes down there. They tied his arms back so his arms would be shorter. Doesn't look like a little person at all. And he's a dwarf in the film. Yeah. It's the most offensive movie to little people ever made. Dinklage has an accent in the movie, which it doesn't make any sense because it switches like 3 times throughout. It starts off, he's like, I'm from Brussels, and it's like French, and then later I don't know what it like. It just changes. There's a fight scene between Gary Oldman as a dwarf and a guy who's having sex with his girlfriend, who his girlfriend in the film is played by Bridget the Midget, the porn star. Yup. She's in that movie as well. It's a bonkers. They ignore all laws of genetics, and the movie is horrible, and Dinklage has been in that film. So my point is you can't be in Tiptoes, the worst movie. Oh, also shout out to David Alan Grier, who's in the film. You can't be in Tiptoes, the most offensive movie to little people ever made, and then come out and try to take work from dwarf actors and say you can't play the role of a dwarf because it's considered offensive to whom? To you? That's where me and Hornswoggle agree.
And it wasn't just that it was the 7 actors that would play the dwarves.
Yeah.
It was also the 7 stand-ins.
Yes.
However many stunt performers there would be as well. Yeah.
Yes. It's not... Listen, there's not a lot of roles for little people. They're not writing them. Sometimes they do, and they just go to Dinklage because, there's only one.
Would you have liked to have been a dwarf?
Yes. I was literally the role I was born to play. Genetically. It's the role I was born to play. I would have loved to have been. I don't care which one. Happy, sleepy, dopey. I'll be grumpy. I don't care. By the way, one of the funnier things is whenever I'm out in public and someone is wearing like a grumpy t-shirt and they see me, they're like, fuck. That is one of the funnier things that I've experienced.
Well, don't worry, that Snow White movie was not seen by very many people.
It actually wasn't.
It has quite a low rating on IMDb.
Yeah, so we're good there. And I have a strong feeling that if you had put dwarf actors playing the little people, that it would have gotten a little bit of a bump and more people would have seen it. They would have gotten the Brad Williams rub, as they say in the business. They don't say that.
They do now.
they do.
I think a lot of people are going to go watch the trailer for Tiptoes now.
It's the worst. It's the worst. Watch that trailer and remember, this is a film where people made it and went home at the end of the day and went, nailed that shit. Got it.
Has anyone pitched for you to be in a full-on wrestling match?
I have been in one. Not for any of the major companies. I did there was a fair and they had wrestling at the fair and they needed some wrestlers and they called up a wrestling school where I had taken literally one lesson back in my early 20s. I thought maybe I'll give this a shot and I took one lesson. After the one lesson, I was like, this hurts. No, I'm out. So respect to everyone who does it. But they called up this wrestling school. It was like, hey, we need some wrestlers. Also, one of our minis couldn't make it. Do you guys have a mini? That's code for little guy. And they go, yeah, we got one. I had taken one lesson. I show up to the fair, pretty much dressed like John Cena. I think I had jorts. And we show up and they go, this is your opponent. And it's I'm gonna butcher the Spanish pronunciation of this. It's like not Murcielago Azul, but like some like the crazy clown is the guy I'm facing. And he doesn't speak English. So we have to go back and forth with a translator, and he's a pro. He's like, what can you do? And I go, nothing. So he's like, okay. So he plans out a match. I did get a really nasty bump during the match though, because I was like, let's do a dive to the outside and I'll dive. And he's like, I'll catch you. And I dove, he caught me, but then adrenaline, I dove too far and he like moved back, caught me, and then took 2 more steps back, fell, and then my head on the railing, bam! I had a lump Like this is a big head. I don't need it to be any bigger. There was like the there's like the Total Recall head like coming out. I won the match on a sunset flip.
Undefeated.
Undefeated. 1-0. Pulled off a Hurricane Rana during the match. That was fun. But if anyone wants me to get into the ring again, okay. But the thing is I have so much respect for the business. I just watched the WWE Unreal, and they talked about when Jelly Roll was going to do his match. And shout out to Jelly Roll, friend of mine, good guy.
Love Jelly Roll.
Big fan of comedy. And he took it seriously. And that's what I would want to do. Like, if I'm going to do anything now, I'm going to take it seriously. I'll do a run-in. Sure, run-ins are fun. But like, if anyone ever wants me to actually like go, if you want me and Swoggle to go, all right, I gotta do some training.
What about you and Omos? Did you see that moment with Omos and Micro Man?
Bro, that guy. That would have to be me, Swoggle. There's another dwarf wrestler. I think he just retired, but his name is Short Sleeve Samson. We'd have to get all of us in there. We'd have to get Dink, Mink, Pink, Stink, all of them.
That'd be so
They'd
fun.
have to all come back, and we'd have to all form up and like a Voltron or like a Power Rangers and like fight him. That's madness, man. But I would. My phone is open. I love doing things in this business that scare me. I love doing things that I enjoy. So it's like, if someone wants me to do a wrestling thing, I'll do a wrestling thing. But I'm not doing the county fair show again. Know that. It's gonna have to be something where it's like I have to tell my wife, like, hey, I'm gonna go get myself, in danger and beat up a little bit. So it's gonna have to be something.
Well, AEW Revolution's coming back to LA next month. It is March 15th.
It is.
Crypto.com Arena.
Oh man. I will say the last time it was there, and I was next to Leslie Jones, at some point I was heckling Ricochet, and he hit a move, and then he looked right at me ringside and did this, like right to me, and I'm like, you son of a bitch. Like, so I might have to do a run in and get Ricochet back, because that guy to stop 20,000 people, whatever, in Staples, and he goes, "No, I'm gonna take time to fuck with Brad." Ricochet, I shake my fist at you.
When you were talking about like workshopping jokes earlier on, have you ever had it where you bombed on stage?
1000%. Any comedian that will be on this podcast or any podcast who says I've never bombed, liar. Take anything they say after that as with the biggest grain of salt, because they're lying. And here, this will go back to something I mentioned earlier. I mentioned earlier that you have to be yourself and you have to be authentic, whether it be wrestling, whether it be comedy. This is a lesson, because I have two crazy bomb stories that I will tell you. It's no fun to tell you the stories of I went up, got a standing ovation, whatever. That's no fun. The bomb stories are fun. So here's one that I had control over, and then I'll give you one I had no control over. One I had control over was I was booked to do a show at a comedy club that was its urban night. Urban night is code for there's gonna be a lot of black people in this audience. And me, young comic, I thought, okay, I must appeal to them. So I'm gonna do a version of my act, but I'll, for lack of a better phrase, black it up. And wow, did I bomb. I was so condescending. I was so wrong. I was like, God, if anyone has that set, that would be the death of me. And I got the most brutal heckle ever, which is not a heckle. It's just ignoring me. Everyone just turned and went right back to their mozzarella sticks. It was like they did not care that I existed. Bombed, horrible. But that was a great lesson. There's always lessons in failure. And that lesson was just be yourself, stupid. You've done some funny stuff. It works. And that's what I tell people now. Be funny, and funny translates. Doesn't matter. Black audience, Latino audience, white audience, Asian audience, gay audience, does not matter. Funny is funny. I've gone overseas. I've done tours in Norway and Amsterdam and all that. funny translates. It goes over there and it does well. So that is the lesson I learned. That is when I had control over. That bomb was my fault. The next bomb, not my fault. You know what? It was my fault because I took the gig. I should have known. I had a fan reach out to me one time and said, "Hey, big fans of you. I'm getting married. I would love for you to perform at my wedding." And I said, "No, absolutely not." And he said, "Well, here's how much we're going to pay you." And I said, "What time do you need me there?" And I show up and they say, "Okay, you're going to go after the maid of honor, or the first going to be the best man speech, then the maid of honor speech."
So you're like giving us a toast.
Yeah. And I'm like, great. Best man goes first.
Yeah.
He bombs. Maid of honor maybe does a little better, but they're my opening acts. They get the bar rolling, and then the cleanup hitter comes in. Oh, this is going to go awesome.
Yeah, you're a professional.
Yeah, this is going to go great. So I'm waiting to go on, and it's the maid of honor speech. Best man does an okay speech. Maid of honor comes on, and what I did not know, and no one told me, is that tragically, the mother of the bride had passed away 2 weeks before the wedding. Horrible, right?
Yeah.
That's what the maid of honor speech is about.
Oh.
And don't get me wrong, beautiful speech. Everyone is in tears. Everyone is crying. She ends the speech by going, "And Mom, we know you're looking down on us right now. And right now, Mom's thinking how beautiful you look in your dress, and she loves him." And just absolutely knocks it out of the park. 10 out of 10, 5 stars. Meltzer's jerking off. There's no notes, okay? And then she goes, "So let's all raise our glasses to Mom and the bride and groom." And then, Chris, I will not exaggerate anything. There's no exaggeration here, no hyperbole, no nothing. She toasts, everyone's tearing. She takes her, sips her wine and goes, "And now the comedy of Brad Williams." That's my intro. And I had to walk on stage like, "All right." And that he regretted paying me. He really did. But yeah, that was another epic bomb. So yeah, I've had some bombs. That's okay.
It's funny because if the order was reversed on that, you would have knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, open with me.
Yeah.
Then go to the best man. Then go to the tearjerker speech, like where But yeah, I'll to this day I have been asked to play weddings. I have gotten ridiculous numbers thrown at me to play a wedding, and I've been like, nope.
Never again?
Not doing it.
What if a friend of yours asked you to toast them at a wedding?
Now I've done that.
Okay.
I've been the best man.
Okay. That's different.
I've been the best man. I've been a groomsman, and I've toasted.
Yeah.
Toasts are fine. I can do toast because if I know you,
they're your people.
Then it's okay.
Your
but if I'm coming in and who's this guy? No, never again. I don't care. You could be a Saudi prince with all the money in the world and come to me and be like, "No, you play my wedding, $20 million. No, I'm turning you down.
$20 million?
I'm turning you down.
It's one bomb. Just the people in the room see it.
Turning you down. No.
This is that ego thing we were talking about earlier.
Yes. The ego has to. I am turning you down.
It's a 10-minute set.
Have you ever done something horrible for 10 minutes? No, don't answer that. Don't answer that. Don't answer that. Don't answer that. I know some things. I know some things about you. Okay, so but what I am excited for is you're gonna have fun on the Jericho Cruise, man.
I am blown away by how much you're touring right now.
Yeah.
Like it's every weekend, right?
Yep. Every weekend. Right now I'm on the Tall Tales tour, and you can go to my website, bradwilliamscomedy.com, and we're going a lot of dates, and then we're doing Europe at the end of the year. So we're going.
So good chance that if you're listening to this or watching this, Brad is coming to a city near you.
Yes. And so get your tickets. People say like, yeah, I watch you online. Comedy like wrestling, better live.
Yes.
Better live. Got to experience it live.
Yeah.
So come on out and we'll have a great time.
Thank you for coming by. I asked you this last time. I think you were one of the first people that I asked this question of. My final question.
Okay.
What are 3 things that you're grateful for right now, Brad?
Ooh, 3 things I'm grateful for right now. All right. We won't say my wife and kid because I have to say my wife and kid. So let's take
your list.
Let's take those out.
Okay. Not grateful for them. Screw them.
Well, it's like there's that thing where people go, what was the greatest moment? What was the greatest day of your life? And if you have a kid, you have to say, oh, the day my child was born. It's not the greatest day. It's a horrible day. Overall, like
after the baby comes out, it's a nice day.
No, it's not. It's a horrible day.
Nothing worse than the middle of the night. You're trying to get some sleep. Hey, Mama, you doing okay in here?
The nurse comes in every
45 minutes.
You don't sleep, and I had it easy. Like my wife, she did the hard part. Like I had it easy, and still, like in the grand scheme of days. Yeah, not a great one. You're like, oh, was the day of your daughter's birth better than the day you spent in Hawaii on a lazy river? No. Hawaii on a lazy river is way better. I got a drink. I'm relaxed. I'm not doing anything. It's awesome. Now, would I trade that day for anything? Absolutely not. But in terms of judging the actual day in a vacuum, horrible. So, sorry, what's the question again? Three things that what?
You're grateful for.
3 things that I'm grateful for. All right. 3 things that I'm grateful for. Number 1, I am grateful for the lack of gatekeepers that exists in the modern space.
I love that. I
am grateful for that because whether you are a comedian, a musician, a wrestler, podcaster, you throw out anything and you put it on the internet now, and the public will decide if it is good or if it is not.
Because as recently as 10 to 15-ish years ago, it was get a manager or an agent to try to set up a meeting for this thing, to pitch the idea, try to get a greenlit for the pilot.
And then the pilot goes, fantastic. You shoot the pilot, and then somewhere in the middle, the network fired their executive vice president. The new vice president came in and then looked at everything the executive vice president did before and went, well, no, none of that's going to be on our shows. But then we bought the rights to this, so you can't even take it anywhere else. I'm not saying that happened to me. I'm fucking bitter. Okay, I had a show. I'm just gonna put that out there. So yes, I'm glad for the lack of gatekeepers now, where anyone could put out their art and anything could catch fire. One day you could be just a lovely girl on the street going to a bar, and then the next day you spit on that thing into a microphone, and the world knows your name. So it's like you never know what's gonna hit. I have bits that I'm really proud of, that I crafted. I took time. And then one of my most popular bits is the short urinal bit, where I talk about how the little urinal is my urinal. I get DMs, Chris. Everyone goes, I'm at your urinal right now. Sends me photos of tiny urinals. That's what my DMs are. They're not tits. They're not anything else. It's just that. It's just urinals are in my DMs. I should do more jokes about cocaine and hookers. So there's that. I am grateful for the lack of gatekeepers. I am grateful. This sounds cheesy, but it is so true. I am grateful to anyone who buys a ticket to see live comedy. In this world where I would argue the most valuable currency is no longer money, it is eyeballs, it is attention, and everyone's trying to get it. There are so many podcasts out there, so many TV shows, so many live events. I'm going to these theaters sometimes, Chris, and I'm like, oh, who was just here? Sometimes it's bands I've heard, and sometimes they're like, oh yeah, the Cake Boss was just here. The Cake Boss is touring? What does he do? He goes on stage, it's like, all right, put it in the oven. We're good. And people buy a ticket for that. Sold out. Okay. Respect on respect on your hustle, buddy, or whatever your name is. I think it's Buddy.
I think so.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. I think the pandemic changed our relationship with live events.
Yeah. And now we love them. And just people are going out.
Want to be in a room with other people feeling their energy.
Yeah. So the fact that people have so many choices, and the fact that, especially now that I have a kid, I know what goes into going out. Like, it's not just going out. It's like, all right, I got to get the sitter. Got to get a dog sitter sometimes. All right, what time are we getting in? What's going on tomorrow? What do I have to get up for? Because if I have to get up too early, all right, now I can't go out. So the fact that anyone shells out a couple of bucks to see me live, I am truly, truly, truly grateful for that. And that is why I will do my darndest to give you a good show, and why people, I have a lot of energy on stage. It's because I'm literally trying to give everything to the people that have bought a ticket for me. Those are two good ones.
Yeah,
how
real good.
how am I going to follow that up? What am I grateful for? Obviously the wife and kid. You know what I'm grateful for? I'm grateful for the fact that I get along with my family. And it sounds maybe obvious, but I'm reminded all too often that there are a lot of families that do not get along. And there was an event in my family recently where things could have gotten ugly, and they did not. And I am very thankful for that. And because I know other people that have gone through similar things where it did get ugly. And so yeah, I love the fact that my sister is my friend, that that my mom is great, that no one's, when my family calls, I answer. I don't look at the phone and go, ugh. Like, yeah. So I am grateful for that. So yeah, good family, lack of gatekeepers, and anyone who buys a ticket to see a live comedy show.
That might be the best 3 that we've heard on the show.
You hear that? Cena was on here. Cena was on this thing and doesn't come close. You heard me, John. Calling out your list. Jericho was on here. How many lists does he have?
All the lists.
He has all the lists. Couldn't touch that. So, look at that.
Brad, thank you again. You're the best.
Hey, thank you. And I'm glad that we ran into each other at the airport, to where now I'm here on this show. And I'm glad that you and I can just finally come together and agree that Hornswoggle sucks.
I did not. Love that guy. See you on the cruise.
See you on the cruise, buddy.